Pastel.com. We are so excited about today, and may the 4th be with you. Fun Star Wars art for you and your artists. And while we let everybody gather here for just a minute or so, I want to remind you to please share those photos of artwork. We would love to comment on them. Use the hashtag #YouAreAnArtist on Instagram or tag us at Chalk Pastel Art. And you're welcome to upload those photos right here in the comments of this video once it finishes, or here on the chalkpastel.com Facebook page. Now I am going to turn this over to Nana, my mother, but first I have to tell you that she was the one that helped grow a love of Star Wars in me and my brother. In fact, we were at the premiere of The Empire Strikes Back. So we look forward to sharing some fun Star Wars art with you, and Nana is going to explain the very few pastel supplies that we need for today. So here she is.
Hello, this is Nana, and we're all gathered here to celebrate an anniversary of Star Wars. In order to do that, we have to use pastels. And I thought that I would explain to you what exactly pastels are. This is a well-loved and beloved pastel set. It's less than $10 at your basic art store. It has few pastels left in here because we use them all the time. This is a stick of pastel chalk. It is actual paint pigment, all compressed, squeezed into a stick. And it also has a binder to it to help hold it together. And that's the way that you use it. As you can see, we have broken the sticks of pastel so we can share them easier. Also, they're easier to paint with than if you have a longer piece. Now, we refer to painting with pastels because this is paint. So, you paint with pastels, and your completed drawing is a painting. Now, today, we're going to do very simple subjects, characters that are in Star Wars. These are very simple. You don't have to stress with them. I'm going to slow up so everybody can keep up with us, and we're going to have a good time and fun. First, we're going to do Darth Vader. The villain, as one of my youngest granddaughters always used to say, that is a villain. So we're going to start with his helmet. Now I have a piece, before we begin, I have a piece of red construction paper. If you don't have red construction paper, don't worry, you can use copy paper or a different color. I just like the color red, and I think that Darth Vader's helmet will show up better on a red. So here we go. Start here about 3/4 of the way down the page, and we're going to draw a bell shape, like a ding-dong bell in a tower. Now we're going to come in and get his neck. And shoulders. He's a pretty big man, so let's give him some strong shoulders, okay? And as you can see, I've gone out of line here. It's okay. We're going to be able to fix that. So we're going to take our black pastel, turn it on the side, and we're going to start filling in. Now, when you get down here to his face, let's leave an area open, okay? See, like this. The rest of this we can fill in. It works up pretty quickly. You can take your fingers and you can make it more solid. Okay. And let's get his shoulders in. Now he does look rather strange this way, but we're going to fix him, okay? No stress, no stress. Take your fingers, smooth them in. Now, in his helmet, according to the story, he has a breathing device, that helps him to breathe because he was terribly injured earlier in his life, and so he can't breathe on his own. So here is a nose, just sort of like a triangle, a rounded triangle. And then we have the actual breathing device that he breathes through, which looks like teeth. There you go. And you just fill these in. Okay. And then we're going to finish carefully drawing around the nose and the mouth. It's not too hard to do. You can get in there and get it all taken care of. And if you're nervous about it, you can take your good old finger and fill it in. And you can just almost hear him going. Now, if you want to really get artsy, you can take your white and pretend like the light in the space capsule or his space module is coming from this side. And you can give him a little bit of a shine there. Okay. And that's all there is to it. You can spend more time getting him all finished up till you like it, okay? Now, we're going to put the villain aside, and we're going to draw a hero. Well, I like this hero. I think I'm going to use a brown. I think everybody has a brown piece of paper. As I said before, you can use whatever color you prefer. Now we're going to draw one of the best loved characters in Star Wars, and that's the Wookiee. Now this is very easy, and it's going to take about 3 minutes. You can put your Darth Vader colors to the side, and let's get out a brown and a yellow for the Wookiee. All right. Now the Wookiee, we're going to put on our construction paper vertically because he's even bigger than Darth Vader. So let's start out with his shoulder. There's his shoulder. And then you'll see him measure magically appear. Now, when you get to his right shoulder, we're going to stop and leave a little space right there. Okay? Now I'll wait for just a minute till you catch up. Now you can, as we go along and finish up, you can put some hairy parts to the Wookiee, but you know, you can just leave it plain. All right, we've got our brown pastel. We're going to turn it on its side and we're going to fill in the Wookiee. We're going to start on the left-hand side. Fill him in. This is just an outline of it. We're not going to draw any features. Now right here, you see this break right here? This is what I want you to do. Put down your brown and let's draw his belt. He wears a weapon on his belt all the time. And these are little squares that look like links to where he's carrying his weapon. He's always protecting the good guys. And you can have it come all the way down to the end of the page if you prefer. Okay.
Nana, we have some Chewbacca fans out there. They're loving this.
Good. All right. Now you can take your gold and fill in the belt, strap, whatever you want to call it. I think it should be a strap that he carries his weapon on. If that doesn't look like a Wookiee, I don't know what does. Let's finish him up. I've got the brown on the side. Carefully get up next to his belt because we don't want to mess it up. You can later on go in between all of these and fill his fur in and make him look better. There we go. Now, take your fingers and let's smooth Chewbacca out his fur. Now, if you remember, if you think about it, he was kind of furry, so you can put out some little curls. A few. Because you don't want to mess up how he looks and make him look like a tree stump or something. But I think this is pretty good. And I know you have done a great job. So we're going to move on to another character. Let's put Chewbacca up. And I think we're going to, if you have a pale blue or a yellow, does everybody have a yellow? Okay, I think we'll just use yellow. We're going to try to do Princess Leia. Leia, however you pronounce it. She is a wonderful heroine. And I was a very young woman when this series came out, and we didn't have very many really strong women. So she was a wonderful sort of model for us. All right, we're going to use black, and you can use the dark brown, but I think we'll probably end up with just the black. We're going to turn our paper vertically like this. Now I'm going to go very slow because the most important thing about Leia is her hairstyle. So here is Leia's, I think we'll call it a bun. Looks like the letter C. And then we have the top of her head. Stop right there. And then we're going to go back like this. And a little space. And they look like eyebrows almost. And then another bun. Now, going to put her chin in the best way that you can. All right, then we're going to take the black and we're going to fill it in. Now, this little break right here at the top of her head, do not color that in. That is the part in her hair where you'll see. All right, let's give Leia a neck. And she needs some shoulders too. You may want to make her buns a little bit longer. I think they look fine. Okay. If you've decided to go ahead, make her shoulders, they're fine. Now, use your painter finger and let's smooth her out. And the last scene of the original Star Wars, A New Hope, I believe it's called, she is dressed as a real princess. So if you want to, now you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can put a little crown on top of her head. So everybody would know that she is indeed a princess. Because this is yellow paper, I'm going to have to use an orange. Okay. And then just fill it in. Now that's pretty distinctive. I think everybody will know who this is, especially because of her hairstyle. Okay. Now, we're going to try one more. And this is going to be kind of a long one. So, we will try our best with this. We're going to attempt to do a Stormtrooper. Okay, we're going to wipe our fingers off and get as much of the black off of them as we can. Because if you remember, the Stormtrooper wears a white uniform. Almost looks plastic. Now, I think we will use a lighter piece of paper. We'll use the green. I think all of us have a green. Now I'm going to go very slow, very slowly. The paper is turned vertically. And we're going to start with his mask on the left-hand side. It's just really just kind of bumpy because we don't know if this is an earpiece or what? And the top of the helmet. There we go. I'll wait for just a minute. Now, we're going to put in his eyes. I also have read over the years that these were very difficult masks to see out of. Now that eye looks almost like a smile, but he's not smiling, let me tell you. And then we're going to put in the nose. It's just a little breathing hole. Then the mouth. Then I think he has some kind of bolts that kind of hold the helmet right into place. And then we're going to move right on down to his shoulder. Okay. Doesn't look like much until we get the white on there. All right, if you remember, a stormtrooper wears an armor. So that's his shoulder armor there. And then he has another part that goes down to the lower part of his arm. Okay, now over here, just do the best you can, because we're not used to drawing armor. It's just good practice. All right. Then we're going to put in his chest. Look at that. And we've got a stormtrooper. Now, if you've got a white, this is going to really make him stand out, okay? Let's take the white, turn it on the side, and let's fill him in. You can take your time, or you can hurry through. If you get a little bit of black on there, don't worry about it. I have found out that I can come all the way up to a large area that's going to be around the black, and you can use your fingers in a minute to spread it out. You don't even smudge it. Look how quickly it fills in. Now later on, when you draw this on your own, you may want to add, a phaser or a weapon, or just have him have a friend with him. So let's fill in those eyes. They're looking kind of strange. There, that looks better. Now, he looks more like a stormtrooper. And there we go. We have a stormtrooper. And I see some wonderful ones here at the table. I'm very excited. I think you'll have a good time practicing and drawing. And enjoying your Star Wars characters. This has been fun. And now we're going to do some more.
We're going to have one bonus tutorial. If you would like to stay with us, we are going to do the Death Star. Now this is one that you can find at hodgepodge.me if you just do a search in the search bar for Star Wars. And I'm going to sit down here and show you how to draw the Death Star. Feel free to come back and join us again later and do any of these at any time. So we are just going to have black construction paper turned horizontally, and we're going to use white, a light blue for the planet below, and just black for a few highlights here and there. But we're going to start right away on that Death Star. Now, if you've done any of the space art with us, you know that we need to be aware of where the light is coming from. And part of this Death Star will be in the dark. So we are going to just make a C. And then rather than making a nice round shape, we're going to just put the other part like this because part of it's going to be in the dark. And then keep that white on its side and fill it in. Then take your painter finger and smooth that out. Now you can, while you have a little bit of white on your finger, just kind of pull a little bit over here. See how you can make that nice round shape of the Death Star. Just that hint over there that's in the dark. Next, we'll pick up our white and we'll draw that distinctive round shape right there that we always notice on the Death Star. This side, we're going to draw in just a little bit. It also has all sorts of lines that go across. So let's draw those in. And we're going to make some curved lines here. And it's starting to look like a Death Star now. Maybe some lines up here that go up. And then let's take that white and just give it a good outline. Right here. Remember that this part over here is going to stay in the dark. And you can smooth some more as much as you'd like. Pull some of those lines. Now, we are going to make the swoop of a planet because the Death Star is right over a planet. So take a light blue or another color that you would like to use and draw a line in front of and behind the Death Star. We're going to just go ahead and fill it all in beneath because it's right over this planet. And the planet is that pretty blue. And then use your painter finger. Smooth the planet in. Now we're going to add a few little highlights up underneath the Death Star with the white, just because it reflects just a bit here and there, and we also want to emphasize the light on the edge of the planet here. Maybe a little bit more white over here. And then once again, use your painter finger and smooth it in. Let's finish off the details of this planet with a black on the side. Let's just put a swoosh of black here and a little bit of shadow over here. And smooth that in. Now, there's an Imperial starship approaching the Death Star. So we're going to put that in next with a white chalk pastel. And it doesn't have to be just right. We're just making an impression of this Imperial starship. It is going away from us, thankfully. And it has just a little top notch here like this. And we're going to color it in with the white. Just a bit. Smooth it in with your painter finger. And then finish it off with those thrusters there, 3 of them. 3 round circles. Now we're going to need some stars because we are out in space. So take your white chalk pastel and just dot some stars up here in the corner, over on this corner. And you can do all kinds of Star Wars space scenes with just these ideas. And this has been so much fun to do with you. We thank you for joining us today. And I want to show you up on our chalkboard that hashtag that we like for you to use when you share your art with us. It is "You Are an Artist." And we have that free download of the BB-8 droid. There's a link in the description here. And also, all of the whole store at chalkpastel.com is on sale for 40% off right now. We have loved having you here with us, and we look forward to seeing your pictures. And remember that you are an artist.